I'm about to reveal 5 hidden items on your phone right now that could easily trigger an airport interrogation. And number 3, already caused a Harvard professor to miss her international conference. Consider it. You've paid hundreds of dollars for your ticket, visited TSA's website, abided by every regulation, and yet one misinterpreted picture, one forgotten group conversation, or one unused app might get you tossed off your flight. Your privacy invaded, and 8 grueling hours in a windowless interrogation room before you make it to your gate. So why are customs officers all of a sudden so keen on your phone? Because phone checks have exploded 340% increase since 2023, and uncertainty about your rights? That's the plan. The less you know, the more likely you are to obey. By the time you finish this video, you'll know precisely what to remove, when to remove it, and the single magic phrase that saves you when officers insist on looking at your phone. Let's get started. Number 5. Political discussions, even the personal ones. Most travelers believe their personal messages are secure. They're not. And before you go claiming I have free speech, here's reality. Customs and border protection agents don't work under the same bylaws as TSA. They're not attempting to find weapons or explosives. They're trying to find attitudes, associations, and anything they deem threatening. That ancient WhatsApp argument on immigration, still cached in your system. That meme you retweeted months back, still languishing in your picture album. None of this has to be excessive or against the law. It simply needs to appear suspicious to a policeman who's been on duty for 12 hours. A real-life example. A Colombian influencer was held for 6 hours in Los Angeles after agents labeled her Instagram posts as anti-American. Her content wasn't criminal, but the confusion itself was enough to almost get her visa revoked. Here's what you should do. Open all messaging apps, WhatsApp, Telegram, Signal, Messenger, and look for keywords such as government, immigration, border, or police. Remove entire conversations that include these words, regardless of how harmless they may look. Then, go to your settings and clear your cache and search history. Simply removing messages will not do. Forensic software can still bring them back if the information is still stored. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Number 4. Photos taken at sensitive locations. Now it gets serious. The majority of customs officials receive no context training. That is, if they look at a picture of you standing in front of industrial machinery, a government complex, or even an airport terminal, they don't think you're on a sightseeing tour. They think you're spying. Here's an actual example. A Brazilian engineer was held for 8 hours at Miami airport because his phone held work photographs from a nuclear plant he was legally visiting. All was legitimate credentials, contracts, authorization, but the misunderstanding alone set off an automatic alert, and he missed his flight. Here's what you should do. Open up your photo gallery and look for terms such as airport, factory, government, military, and protest. Remove anything that might be misinterpreted, even if it was a joke or taken as a tourist. That selfie in front of the Capitol building? Removed. That photo taken from an airport observation deck? Remove it. Next, clear out your recently deleted folder, because officers are trained to look there first. Finally, head to Settings, Privacy, Location Services, System Services, and switch off Significant Locations. This deletes GPS data tagged on your photos, so they won't be able to say where you've been. If that sounds creepy, the next will shock you even further. Number 3. Contact names and group chats. This is the trap that even seasoned travelers fall into. Border control officials quietly scan your phone contact list for nicknames, slang, foreign numbers, and unorthodox group names that may look coded or suspicious. As an example, a Canadian tourist was held in Detroit for 5 hours because his fantasy football WhatsApp group chat name was Lost Compass 420. Police assumed 420 referred to marijuana and detained him until they verified it was just an innocent sports team. 5 hours, all due to the name of a group chat. It doesn't end there. Contacts with names like Guy from College, Connect for Side Hustle, or even emoji nicknames, they all raise red flags. Group chat inside jokes don't translate well to a customs officer. They interpret between the lines as existence. This is what you should do 2 weeks prior to departure. Sort out your contacts and neaten up everything. Rename individuals, explicitly replace Big Boss with John Anderson Manager. Rename group chats to simple titles such as College Friends, Family News, or Book Club. Remove anyone whom you can't recognize immediately. If an officer asks, "Who's Money Mike?" and you take 2 seconds before answering, you have just lengthened your interrogation. Pro tip: abandon group chats you're not actively engaged with. Fewer mysterious connections equate to fewer questions. Now, before we go any further, ensure that you've subscribed and liked, because number 2 and number 1 are the traps that ruin trips altogether. Number 2, apps you forgot you downloaded. This is the error almost every individual commits. Customs officials don't merely review your photos or messages. They scroll through your entire installed app list. And certain apps raise instant red flags. Dating apps, cryptocurrency wallets, VPNs, and encrypted messengers like Telegram or Signal. Even apps from non-US stores can trigger suspicion. Why? Because if officers can't immediately understand why an app is there. A true story. A businessman was held for 4 hours because he still had Telegram on his phone. He'd installed it 2 years ago for a project and forgotten about it. Officers deemed it high risk and asked for access to cloud backups he didn't even realize were there. Here's what to do. Clean out your phone and uninstall any app you haven't used in 6 months. Be sure to pay particular attention to encrypted messengers, Telegram, if not in use, dating apps with global access, Tinder, Bumble, cryptocurrency, or trading apps, VPNs, unless you can articulate a business justification for them, apps downloaded from foreign app stores. A tip for older travelers: if you have health or medication apps, that's okay, but don't have prescriptions sent to them that look incriminating. Officers are not wrong to be wary. The issue is they bring no subtlety, and that brings us to the most expensive error of all. Number 1, last minute panic deletions. Here's the biggest one, the move that automatically makes you suspicious. You've gotten all of this information, and now your flight is only 3 hours away. You begin swiping away at photos, messages, and apps frantically in the Uber, at the gate, or standing in line for security. That's precisely what airport systems are looking for. Sophisticated security today employs behavioral analytics to monitor suspicious phone behavior. Big, sudden deletes glow immediately on their monitoring panels. And worse still, forensic recovery tools can recover files deleted 90 days ago. Here's an example. A lawyer deleted protest photos taken years ago, just 1 hour before her flight, thinking she was being prudent. Agents instead triggered the pattern of deletions, took her in for 12 hours, and restored everything she had deleted. She nearly lost her work visa over material she no longer possessed. The confusion is the system, but you can outsmart it. Here's what to do. Begin your digital detox 30 days prior to travel. Remove sensitive documents incrementally, a handful at a time, so it appears like routine maintenance rather than a purge. Save critical files to encrypted cloud storage such as Proton Drive, not Google Drive or iCloud. Then remove the local copies by using secure deletion software that overwrites data rather than concealing it. 3 days prior to travel, you should reset your phone to its factory settings and install only basic apps, the airline, hotel, maps, and contacts for emergencies. This gives you a clean, streamlined device with no suspicious history. Tip: if you travel frequently, you might want to use a separate secondary phone or tablet specifically for travel abroad. Leave your primary phone with all personal information securely back home. And if an officer lawfully demands your password, scribble it down rather than uttering it. This leaves a paper trail and immunizes you against accusations of voluntary compliance. The system is relying upon you, not knowing any of this, but now you do. So tell me, what's the first thing? You're deleting old political discussions or that lingering app? And if you travel outside the country with medicine, don't miss my upcoming video where I reveal 3 TSA prescription regulations that might cause your medication to be taken away, even when it's perfectly legal.